This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, The Voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
I am Doug Vigil, and I'm a marketing chairperson club, and I would like to take a time to give my condolence to Connie O'Day for her one of her family passed away. So I just want to let people know that she couldn't make it to the show. So I'm substituting for her. Okay, I hope she hears it, and I wish her well. And she'll be coming back soon. All right. And now she asked me to substitute the show because she wanted me to talk about how a Lion member should learn how to sign. Why? Because most of the people that are in the late deafness or losing their hard of hearing will need to learn some kind of sign, just basic, like A, B, C, or pointing like you want to drink, you're hungry, and you want food. Turn the volume up. Turn the volume up, like turn the switch, rolling the switch around and go up. And I'm always an advocate, just being part of the Lion member. It gave me a unique perspective of what they do, and I'm grateful to be part of this organization to serve people. And my philosophy: serve among the servant. So. And that's how I feel. Even Jesus was serving among us, and we need to be like Christ-like too. But I don't want to start preaching. But I do believe that we're here to help each other, help our humanity, and learn how to deal with this life. As far as complications that we always go through life. But as far as the disability concern, my show started at 3 right after the line we serve. It's the Doug Vigil Show, and I'm really focusing on inclusive for people with disability, for the blind, for the mental impairment, wheelchair access, deafness, communication barrier. There's a lot of things that I do in my show that focus on disability because it's not well because we've always been suppressed by so many organizations, government, and event. So that's why in Lion, Connie wanted me to talk about that Lion members should learn how to sign because being a knight for the Knight of the King for the Lion, for the blind, it'd be wonderful because we have disability for blind and deaf, or blind or hard of hearing, that are because of diabetic, for high blood pressure. It could be when you get older, you have a hereditary disease, a blindness, and you're losing your hearing at the same time. So it's better to have some kind of backup to learn just the basic, even though you won't talk, sometimes you can't hear and you want to communicate, even though you'll be vocal loud, and it's good to, sometimes when you don't feel good, I want to sign because I don't have to use my breath, my my chest, sometimes my chest feels pressure, so I don't feel like talking. I sign because it's very, I don't have to worry about it. And then so, so that way you don't increase your blood pressure, you don't get excited when you're talking. So usually when I sign, it keeps me calm and focused, and and just visual. When I go like this, I am. It's like it's the same thing as listening with my eyes, you know, or see when I'm watching with my eyes too. So I'm listening with my eyes. See, so I'm always observing a lot of people. So definitely, as a line member, I feel like in the deaf community, it's been really having let not being exclusive out from the community, but yet I do believe that there's a camp take the campground and that do offer meals for the deaf and for children, and it's a wonderful experience. So I just think that to go and meet a person that is deaf and sign, you could sign directly to the person instead of having an interpreter, having somebody to explain for you, and all that stuff. It's a bilingual language anyway. You could speak Spanish. You're talking in sign language in Spanish too. So that's what Connie wanted me to talk about. That everything that I've been advocating for, communication accessibility, it's always been my battle because sometimes the interpreter don't show up, sometimes they get canceled, sometimes they're late, they decided not to they changed their mind, they dropped the ball, they called them but they didn't respond. So that's the only way that communication barrier has always been existing, no matter what you try to make a accessible and accommodation. It's very so. It's been a journey from my own life because I have to be very observant to a lot of things. Just like yesterday when I went to vote for something and they didn't have an interpreter. It was a public speaking. They represent a particular organization that everybody contributed. Their focus was oppression. Things like that, and they didn't have an interpreter there, regardless whether I requested or not. Because when you have a public meeting, it should have an interpreter, regardless. Because that's how to give information. So we tend to forget people in the deaf community as well. They feel isolated. They have a lot of regret. Very not regret, but what do you call it? Frustration, anguish with their family and friends, and feeling it when they go to the Thanksgiving and among them they're talking among themselves and they don't know what they're talking about. And when they ask them what they're talking about, they say, well, I'll tell you later. So you're not part of the family. So they feel isolated, exclusive, and there's a lot of trouble. That person have very low self-esteem, not indecisive, always, they're always trusting their family, but sometimes they are also other people that avoid their family with hatred. Because they don't have no communication barrier because the father was too busy working, too busy not to learn, or he feel like he's ashamed that you have to be an expert to learn to love their kid, to communicate, to know what's going on, why they're crying, why they feel frustrated, why they feel moody, why they're feeling hungry, all that stuff. And same thing with the mother. They feel isolated too. I understand where they're coming from because sometimes when I was growing, I feel left out a lot sometimes. Even though I had another brother from my dad's side of the family, and they always visit me. They call me Uncle Douglas, and everything else. And it really showed that it's a small talk. how you doing? How you doing? But they usually ask the next person, my neighbor. It could be anybody. It could be my mom, my sister, or my brother. How your brother Douglas doing? Instead of asking me directly the question. But still, that's something that it shouldn't been doing that. That's kind of like okay, like I can't even talk for myself. But and so it's really understandable that I emphasize in the deaf community as well. The deaf community is pretty much it's a diverse community. Whether you're deaf blind, or you're fully blind and deaf. It's a it's a different challenges in different areas. So now there's a new sign language that even the deaf and blind have that you just poke on the back, and it's like like a little dot you push in the back. They're doing that in East Coast, that in deaf and blind now. So it's just starting new. It's progressing it. So we have not gone to the West yet, but still, it's a very, very good way of communicating with people that are deaf and blind. So that's another thing that people don't even think about. Common thing that might kick it. So that's why I keep it cautious as far as going to different line and lecturing line member that to help other communities, diversity community, that they should learn a little basic sign language, take classes, take private classes, take tutoring. They have tutoring class online. I think it costs. It varies. Some people will charge $10 an hour for sign language tutoring, or online, or it could be either on top of the school, or even private school. So definitely, I encourage you to do that. So I do believe that's something that will eventually some of you will able to get a chance to go take classes and try to learn a little bit of basic sign language for other people to understand, so they can become member of a Lion Club too. So I think there's a need for all diversity of disabled person that we could reach out and able to understand what service, what we can offer, and what can we help them with, and at the same time have more membership in people with disability as well at the inline club. Instead of not feel them exclusive, but welcome them, and able to have somebody to interpret, somebody to talk with that know how to sign. And that's something that it'd be wonderful. That'd be amazing to have every club to take the challenge as well, too. So that's pretty much what I was pretty much it for what Connie wanted me to say as far as getting people involved with different aspects of the people in disability and understanding, as far as that concern, because I do believe that we have a lot for ourselves to contribute. We have a lot of things we have to provide for people with disability. As mentally, as far as mentally, I have a lot of communication. They're smart people. I have people that really, they have the way they communicate. It's really awesome. They even have even though we have deaf people that have low intelligence, but they still communicate. And they live a normal life, but still they have feeling, they have frustration, they have really productive, and yet they feel isolated and frustrated with their family and friends because they take advantage of some situation. Sometimes either it be money, financial gain, and sometimes they just feel frustrated on they put it on themselves, so that's something that we have to have some empathy with people like that. With when I say people, I'm talking about in all aspects of people with disability, and so and I do believe that when I go to people and I sign, right now I lecture. I will be lecturing Wednesday, and with my hand, and that's my normal language. So I need, whether you don't sign or you don't know sign, I will definitely will sign when I talk, and it's really it's unique that way because people will focus on what I'm talking about. That I mean, just listening and looking down on their on their phone, listening when they're watching. I mean, doing the actual signing when I'm talking the same time. You understand? So I really make an impact on people that really want to listen when I'm signing to people, and they're unique. They're holding attention. So, and that's why I feel. And look at this is my dog. This is my service dog. He's a hearing dog. And, hearing dog, same thing, is also it's very expensive. Long ago, about 1970, they used to have an organization for deaf dogs. And so somehow it costs a lot of money to train a dog, for a hearing dog to be partnered up with a deaf family, a deaf individual, to listen for doorbell, listen for phone, what else? Baby crying, and it was always it was used to be that way, but now people like, I have a servitor, but no, he's not wearing a service jacket, but I call it the hearing dog because it accommodates me as far as when I have my hearing aid off and I can't hear, because sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's overwhelming with my brain when I hear too much. My dog let me know who's at the door, who's ringing the door, or calling me. He wakes up, kind of like looking around, and I know there's something she's listening to. I'm kind of observing back and forth. So a hearing dog is good for that, but it comes from different breed. It comes from small size to medium size to a German Shepherd. A lot of common service dogs are used for German Shepherd, Labrador, for blind people. And that's good. I used to have a black Labrador. Her name was Lulu, Lulu. And she was amazing Labrador. I love her. I'm like, oh, she was so low. She was like my bud. She's always connected right there by me. And she's always feel like every time I with somebody, she feel like somebody was going to approach me. She feel and think that they're going to harm me. She'll growl. And like, Lulu, no, it's okay. So people, even animals, sense that people who have disability literally watch out for their people that they know that there's something about that particular person that a normal people were able to pick up. But an animal, they sense that you're losing your hearing, you're losing your sight. They see everything, what's going on. So I do believe that when you have that connection, they know that with a hearing dog, you feel the same way. I mean, so you become part of your life. You know what I mean? So I don't treat my dog like an animal. I don't treat my dog like a pet. Like you just leave him out there and put him in the cold and just give him dry food and forget about the water, dirty and everything. No, and a service dog it has to have full attention. And so that's another option that we have. People are not educated about that, and we need to have that, bring that back. So the organization can have dogs to train animal hearing dogs for people that are deaf. But unfortunately, we don't have it. It's non-existent somehow. It used to be in 1970, 1980, but now it's no longer available because it costs money to train the dog, put their to breed the dog and all that stuff, and then place them in a home and everything like that. It's a lot of process. So that's another thing that I have seen that are non-existent as far. But I educate my dog. Even though it's emotional, I mean, I still train my dog to behave calm when he's eating around people, stay in. So and that's something that let's see, I lost my train of thought. So okay, let me think. That's pretty much about hearing dog. As far as comparing to hearing dog and blind dog guide. So as far as being a part of the Alliance member, we came in the new year as far as being served. It's going to be my second, third year of being a Lion, and it really gave me understanding of doing more, do things. Right now, I mean, we're having the student speaker contest, and and right now I'm gonna be part of the chair. I'm gonna be chairperson of that, and so because Connie wanted me to be part of that particular, because I was already in the committee with her and Jennifer and Jennifer and Jennifer is gonna be co-waiting with me as well, because I'm like I get what I'm gonna do, but definitely I'll be okay. But as far as that, it'll be a student speaker contest to be next month, and I'm really looking forward to it too. And that's another thing about dealing with children education. We deal with a lot of people with children with education. I mean, I wanted the Lions to my club to focus on special education. Focus it like when I go to the meeting, I said, look, let's get somebody with disability in our contest. Let's get somebody in our disability department. I don't care what it whether it's a student speaker contest or the peach poster contest. So that's something that I always strive so they can feel inclusive, feel welcome, make sure that they have the opportunity to have that particular chances for them, because I think when I go to Stockton Unified School District, I understand that I sit there and I see people getting their 4.3, their 4.4, or whatever, 3.9, and that's good for them, for the general education. But when I see special education that are similar education in their grading, is no different to me. I say, look, if you have a 4.3.9, that's good for them to achieve that. So they should be commended for that too. They should give an award when they go to the school district board meeting as well. For me, I had my award through the superintendent when I was young, when I was in Hayward High School. I'm in elementary, in Hayward in elementary as well. I mean, I was in mainstream school, so that's when the communication is because I signed, so, and that's why I'm pretty sure that most of the things that opportunities that go to the student speaker contest will be coming pretty soon, and I am very excited too, as far as just having our club supporting students for scholarship. The scholarship working in every level to continue on, and that's something that really got me involved in that particular education on scholarship, as well as encourage peace porter content and let people show creativity as well. So and that's pretty much it with the line so far, and now for I know it was kind of brief as far as signing was concerned. I definitely, with signing with like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, DougQRSTUVWXYC. And it's fun. It's fun also because you could spell your name, Douglas, DOUGLAS. And when you spell your name, you introduce yourself and just sign. You try to think, okay. And most of the time, I use my hand all the time to make sure that when I'm typing, I spell it out. My word. Okay, this building, BUILDING, or BUITLTING, whatever. I'm trying to spell it. Okay, so I'm always constantly visualing all the time. That's the thing about it. So even for me, when I'm writing, also I write in my grammar writing. I write ASL. Everything is short to condensed. And when you're doing SL, it's not English. It's all picture. It's all expression. It's all movement in the mouth, the forehead, the expression of your face. If you're happy, mad, upset, boring, whatever, it's body language right here. So you'll see, a lot I know a lot of person by their body language anyway. So when they act cocky or snobby, like I'm all this, I'm all that, I kind of tend to send away, like no, I'm not gonna be their friend or disassociate bother, or they're trying to act like they're good for themselves. But anyway, people in life do this. But in sign language, you have the opportunity to learn everything. You get the opportunity to, appreciate it. When you need help, you become a friend, a mentor with people that are people with disability and deafness, and give me the opportunity to be part of the community in all event and activity as well. So. Well, as far as my concern goes, I ran out of what to say now. So definitely, it's almost time to end the show. So that's pretty much what's going on. My good friend Edward is in the house, so he's training people. That's another thing that he's doing. That's his pet project right now this week. He's doing good. And I want to thank him for working on the board and training his staff, his volunteer staff as well. Good luck on him on training them, and happy Monday, and have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.